morning, everyone! Welcome to another episode of Julian's Kitchen. Yes, wala tayo sa kusina kasi may discussion tayo uli ngayon. What is it about? It's about routines and lifestyles. Ang daily routine ko kasi, isi-share ko lang sa inyo kasi marami nagtatanong, bakit ba importante magkaroon ng daily routine? Why is it important na may sinusundan ako? Nanggaling naman ako na gumigising ako, ang unang inaabot ko, telepono ko. Tapos, for some reason, napansin ko, ang cloudy ko mag-isip, bad trip ako, hindi ko maintindihan kung ano yung hulog ko that day. And then, mindfully, naisip ko, baka kailangan ko nang gumawa ng routine. This was during the pandemic na napapansin ko, I have to take care of myself kasi hindi ko maalagaan ng mga anak ko, ang asawa ko, hindi ko magawa yung gusto kong gawin for them. So what do I do first thing in the morning? First thing in the morning, as soon as dumilat ang mata ko, hindi ko muna kinukuha ang telepono ko. Kasi sinkhole yan para sa akin. I pray. Like, first thing in the morning, I pray for a simple Our Father. Importante na pag mulat ko pa lang, grateful na ako that at least we're given the chance to have another day to enjoy it with our loved ones. Pagkatas ko mag-toothbrush, pagbaba ko, I drink my lemon water. So, it's just warm water with lemon slices and juice ng lemon. So, why is it important? Paggabi, natulog tayo, ang digestion natin bumabagal. Pag bumabagal ang digestion natin, nagpaproduce tayo ng acid sa katawan. So first thing in the morning, lemon water is very good to take it kasi hinahydrate yung katawan natin. It balances our digestive system, kinakalma niya yung mga organs natin. Adding ginger actually can help you lose weight and boost your immune system. But then again, you also do your own research and make sure na yung routine ninyo is applicable to what your body needs. So we've talked about lemon water. Then let's talk about juicing. Interesting topic ang pag-juicing. Medyo maintriga, pero let's talk about it. Come juice with me. So, what is juicing? Maraming forms ng juicing. Actually, maraming benefits ang juicing. Some, they juice to fast. They juice to detox. Some naman, they drink a lot of vegetable juice as part of their daily routine. I do both. Hindi ko kaya mag-fasting. Iyon yung isa sa mga bagay na kayang-kaya ni Rai. Ako talagang hindi ko kaya mag-fasting. Nagiging impacto talaga ako. Yung nararamdaman ko, nagbabago ako ng pangkalahatan. So, it is not for me. Again, fasting is not for everyone. But if it works for you, then go ahead. It just doesn't work for me. Nararamdaman kong nagiging malungkot ako pag hindi ako ngumunguya. So, lagi ako may suha, lagi ako may apple, then mag-juicing ako. So, let me show you how I do it. Juicing is very important. Why? So, ang immune system boosting talaga is turmeric, ginger, I have my orange and grapefruit here, and a squeeze of lemon. So, this is nice to make ahead, and pwede nyo ilagay sa mga shot bottles. Tapos, pwede nyo na punuin yung ref nyo yan, lalo kung marami kayo sa family. But if it's just you, then pwede naman din na pang-iyo lang yung gawin mo or just put it in bottles na sealed para nandun pa yung freshness niya. Pag kami sipon o ubo ang mga bagets namin, si Rai, wala silang choice. Basta kung ano ibigay ko sa kanila, kailangan nilang inumin. Kahit na nakikita ko sa asawa ko yung question mark sa mukha niya, ano na naman itong papatira mo sa akin? Iinumin naman niya. May tiwala naman ang asawa ko sa akin pagdating sa mga pinapainom kong vitamins sa kanila. Hindi naman kami masyadong nagkakasakit. No.
ang laging nagtatanong sa akin kung anong mga iniinom-inom ko sa set, si Tito Joey. Ano na naman yan?
Ang dami kasi niyang vitamins. Pero sinusuportahan ko pa rin yan ng fiber. Though wala namang gut problem si Rai. Gusto ko lang na sinusuportahan ko yung system niya ng fruits and veggies. So, when I'm juicing ginger and turmeric, sinasama ko yung balat. But you have to make sure that it is properly cleaned, like twice or thrice. Kasi again, it is a root crop. So, kailangan matanggal talaga yan, yung mismong mga soil niya. Malaki ang nutrients na binibigay ng balat. Sana kung balit ng baboy may nutrients, then why not, diba? So, let's start with the turmeric. We'll juice this. It's nice if you have a slow juicer. So, ang benefits ng turmeric, ginger, lemon, orange, and you can also add black pepper to this. It can help reduce chronic inflammation. It can aid in detoxifying the liver and enhancing Skin health, it gives you that boost of caffeine without having to drink coffee. A pinch of cayenne will actually help you sweat off any nasties lurking in your system. Meaning yung toxins na nasa sistema natin, yung cayenne pwede siyang tumulong para ipawis natin yung toxins na yun. Kaya tayo nag-exercise, kaya tayo nagsusona or nagsusteam. May sweat talaga na kailangan tayong mangyari sa katawan natin. Otherwise, mabubuo lang yung toxins sa katawan natin. Then that's the time we get sick. We can't think clearly. Medyo mainitin ang mga ulo natin. That is why sweating is very important. It's good for our heart. Kailangan mag-regulate yung oxygen natin sa katawan. So, yun yung mga bagay na gustong-gusto ko when I'm juicing. At saka instant vitamin C agad siya. It can also help support your stomach health. Again, good health starts with a great gut health. So we're done with our ginger and turmeric. Then we go with our orange. So you can actually juice a lot of stuff. Pineapple and cucumber, apparently. Pag pinagsama niyo yan and you drink it like twice a day, it's actually a good way to lose weight. Yes. Nung nagpapapayat ako, isa yan sa mga kailangan kong inumin every morning and in the afternoon. And pag gutom na ako sa gabi, pag ayoko na mag-dinner, then I take smoothie ng iba't ibang fruits and veggies, minsan berries. Then pag busog na ako, okay na, kailangan itulog ko na yun. Otherwise, magchichichirya. Pero nagchichichirya pa rin naman ako.
No, Chef, I always question you when you juice, di ba? Don't we lose the fiber?
We lose some of it. Kasi natatanggal, meron na siyang, ito na, nandito na siya. Pero ako, ang ginagawa ko, hindi ko tinatapon yung, halimbawa, puro vegetables lang yung nilagay ko. I don't throw it away. Ginagamit ko pa siya, let's say, pang lumpia filling, as extender. And kasi sayang eh. Sayang, una-una mahal ang bilihin. Pangalawa, technically, you can still use it kasi pagkain siya. It's not waste. You can still really use it. May benefit pa rin siya. So, again, it's also nice to know kung ano yung situation ng katawan ninyo. Para for when you juice, you know kung ano talaga yung kailangan ninyong i-increase. Like, low ba kayo sa iron? Kung low kayo sa iron, you can have beets. O, diba? Ready ako. Para ako may magic hat dito. Because beets is very high in iron. So, malalaman mo kung deficient ang iron mo kapag mahiluhin ka, kapag sluggish ka, pag madali kang napapagod, pag may palpitations ka. And yes, check ako sa pangkalahatang yan. Kaya may beets ako lagi. I love mixing beets with apple and ginger and sometimes with carrot. Kasi ang beets, pag hindi mo to sinamahan ng kahit ano, lasa siyang lupa. Nakaka-turn off talaga. So, marami namang paraan para magustuhan siya. You can actually mix cucumber, beets, and pineapple. Okay din siya. Having beets in your body transports oxygen around the body. So it protects the liver, it boosts athletic performance, it contains antioxidants, vitamin A, vitamin B6. Ito yung mga compounds na nagpoprotect sa ating liver from inflammation and oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is toxins that you get from the environment. Pollution, cigarettes. So, yan yung mga bagay na kailangan nyo isipin. So, when your body is rich in iron, maayos ang takbo ng sistema natin. Without iron, red blood cells cannot transport oxygen around the body. So, it's very important that alam natin itong mga detalyeng to. So, I have here my ginger, my turmeric. Naglagay na ako ng orange.
Chef, pwede ba kamyas?
Oo, kasi maasim siya. So, I would think mataas ang vitamin C niya. Meron namang gumagawa ng kamyas shake. Yun kung talaga napakahilig sa maasim. I would think kamyas, pineapple, and apple would be a good combination. Kasi may tamis nang binibigay si apple, tapos si pineapple medyo pwede niyang baliin yung sharpness ng asim ng kamyas. Parang naglaway ako doon. Parang masarap sa gata yung kamyas. So marami talagang mga bagay na kailangan nating gawin sa simula pa lang. May magandang nakita si Rai sa isa sa mga nadaanan niyang posts.
The gist of the post was the heart attack at 50 began when you were 20.
At saka 'di ba, pabata na ng pabata yung mga inaatake ngayon. Because their lifestyle is probably hardcore. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na alam mo yun, nagpabaya sila. Or it could also be genetic. May factor din na may tulong ng genes. But naniniwala ako na when you take care of yourself at a very young age and you educate yourself of what you have to do to take care of your gut system, your gut health, ma-appreciate niyo ang buhay. Mas happy kayo kasi klaro kayo mag-isip because your gut is clear. Your skin is clear. So, lahat yan na-appreciate ko na lang nung nakita ko na at naramdaman ko na yung changes. That's why, sinishare ko sa inyo. Kasi people would ask me, pabata ka na, pabata. Ang fresh mo, parang happy ka sa life. Happy ako sa life. Malaking factor yun that you're happy in life. When you're happy in life, you're happy in taking care of your family because you're actually taking care of yourself. So if you take care of yourself first, you're able to love and take care of the people around you, especially your children, your husband, your wife. Kumbaga, kung hindi mo aalagaan ang sarili mo muna, hindi mo magagawang alagaan ng mga tao sa paligid mo. So, sa mga batang nanonood ngayon and sa mga moms na may mga bagets na anak ngayon, it's better to start them young. Educate them on how they have to take care of their system, their body, how their body will take care of them back when they get older. They will appreciate you more, mommies and daddies, kapag umpisa pa lang, inintroduce nyo na kung gaano ba talaga kaimportante ang pag-aalaga sa sarili. Balik tayo dito sa juice ko. So, nagkaroon ako ng orange dito. Pwede tayo maglagay ng grapefruit dyan. Grapefruit is also high in fiber. It helps you in losing weight. Microgreens. Ang microgreens natin contains 4 to 40 times the nutrients of mature plant leaves. This actually helps manage type 2 diabetes. So, baka mapansin nyo, bakit kalas yung microgreens sa fruits and veggies? Because ito yung mga bagay na pwede nyo isama sa mga salads na hindi nyo kailangan lutuin. Ito naman mga microgreens, hindi naman talaga sila niluluto. Pag fresh nyo kinain yan, fresh nyo makukuha yung enzymes, vitamins, and nutrients ng microgreens. So, tap nyo lang sa kung ano man ang kinakain nyo. Add a bit of cayenne pepper in anything that you eat para tumaas ang inyong immune system, you sweat off the toxins. And also, ang microgreens reduce the risk of anemia at lowers the risk of heart disease. Isa sa mga ginagawa ko every day after I drink my lemon water, nakapag-shot na ako ng aking tonic juice, ready na ako magmuni-muni. Ang mga anak namin ay nakapasok na sa school, si daddy papasok na ng Itbulaga at wala akong trabaho that day. Naka-ready na ako to relax and muni-muni, then I make my raw cacao. This is my holy grail. And I will share it with all of you. Paano ba natin to gagawin? Let's go! Then we go make our raw cacao. So bakit ako nagro-raw cacao ngayon? For the longest time, talaga namang coffee drinker ako. Esperanza days, addict ako sa coffee. Meaning, pag sinabi kong addict ako sa coffee, nakaka 12 to 15 cups of coffee a day ako. I barely drink water. As in, yan na binibigay ng mga utility sa akin pag nakita na ng producer ko, ng EP ko na antok ako sa set, meron akong iced coffee. Amoy pa lang nagigising ako. I love coffee so much. But tumating ako sa point na may kumalabit sa akin, grabe na yung kaba ko, grabe yung palpitations ko, tapos nag-cold sweats ako. Kinabukasan, nag-cold turkey ako ng coffee. Kasi nga, hindi maganda yung naging effect. Sinobrahan ko siya. For the longest time, naghahanap ako, ano pwede kong ipalit sa kape? Kasi routine siya sa akin. Sunny, our chef consultant in Angry Dobo, introduced me kay Ninma for that raw cacao. And si Chechel, na nagsusupport ng food ko today, at least for almost 3 years na, inintroduce din sa akin yung organic raw cacao. Eh, meron si Ninma, gumawa na ako ng sarili ko. So this is how I make it. I have here, I use either soy milk, almond milk, or oat milk. Pinagpapalit-palit ko yan kasi iba-iba yan ng benefits. Ito ngayon ang gagamitin natin is oat milk. So we will just heat some milk. Hindi ko niluluto yung cacao kasi nababawasan yung benefits niya, nababawasan yung nutrients niya. With my raw cacao, I add mushroom powder, 5 kinds of mushrooms, maca powder, and colostrum. Colostrum, alam na mga mommies to. Ito yung unang-una nating ibinibigay sa mga sanggol natin once na ipinanganak na sila. Hindi ba? They have to latch. First thing na paglabas nila sa atin, nakalatch na sila kasi ang daming benefits ng colostrum. Now, there are so many ways how you can get colostrum via powder, via liquid. You research on that, do what works for you because colostrum contains zinc, protein, immunoglobulins to boost the immune system and is lower in fat and sugar ng bakla. Ayan, OOA na siya. So I have my oat milk. And then in my oat milk, maglalagay tayo ng at least 2 teaspoons of raw cacao, preferably organic. Why organic? Because it is not processed. Once cacao powder is processed, actually kahit anong pagkain, pag prinoseso na yan, syempre nababawasan yung benefits yan. Ay importante yung hinahanap natin dito, yung benefits. Actually, chocolate makes you happy. It boosts your mood. So this is my happy drink. Then I just a teaspoon of my Ninma mushroom powder. This is a bit pricey kasi 5 klaseng mushroom powder na yung nakalagay sa isang bote. So, give them a call. I have here maca powder. Maca powder actually boosts energy, increases fertility. Siguro bawasan ko yung maca powder.
Oy, ingatan mo yan, ha?
Maca powder pa naman na nilagay ko sa raw cacao mo ngayon.
Ala!
Promotes natural...
Pati si Ethel nag-alala.
Promotes natural antioxidants and improves learning and memory. So that is maca powder. Noong nagta-triathlon si Rai, palaging may maca powder yung mga protein shakes niya kasi for recovery. Maganda siyang recovery at saka maganda nga siya for performance. Maganda, sobrang ganda naman ng performance ng asawa ko. Nag-champion kaya siya.
Oo. Tapos yung susunod na karera ko,
Nabuntis na ako kay Luna. So, totoo siya, di ba? Hello, living proof kami. And then, we add the colostrum powder. You can get this in Amazon or basta you go do your research. And then, kung gusto niyo na matamis, you can add guiltless sugar. Ako lang kasi gusto ko yung nararanasan yung pait. So, I have a frother. You just want to make sure na hindi masyado malakas yung frother, otherwise, mag-aapaw siya. Kailangan lang sila mag-blend properly. Normally, gagawin ko to sa blender or ang mga angels namin, ginagawa to sa blender kasi kami ni Rai sa isang umaga, at least nakaka 2 o 3 cups kami ng raw cacao habang nag-uusap kami every morning. Buo yung araw namin kapag may time kami to have our own chit-chat in the morning pag nasa school na yung mga bata. You wanna make sure that it's blended and melted na yung mga powders na nilagay natin. So pag hindi ko to nagagawa sa umaga because maaga yung call ko sa shoot or sa photo shoot or sa work, nagbabaon ako ng raw cacao. Kung wala na ako, naubusan ako let's say ng cacao, I would change it to hojicha or matcha. These also has the same benefits. Meron din siyang slight caffeine, pero yung caffeine niya enough na hindi ako magpalpitate. Ayan. So, now that my cacao is done, tikman muna natin kung... Ay, ang lapot niya, oh. Minsan ang saya nito kapag Pasko. Tapos, perfect. Gusto ko yung pait. At saka yung lapot niya. So, ito yung mga bagay na kailangan lagi ako meron araw-araw. So, that's my lemon water, my juices, and my raw cacao. It is part of my daily routine. I get a lot from it. Ang energy ko kahit 2 oras lang ang tulog ko, minsan, kaya kong mag-last the whole day. Siyempre, pagdating ng gabi, lumulubat ako. Pero gets naman dahil nga 2 oras lang ang tulog ko. But I get through my day because I stick to my routine. Marami pa akong gustong idagdag. Like journaling, meditating. Ito yung mga bagay that I know at some point will work for me and will benefit my family in the future. I'm just happy na nakapagsimula ako. So kung nakapagsimula ako sa dami ng ginagawa ko sa pang-araw-araw, kayang-kaya niyong gawin kasi hindi mahirap na unahin ang sarili ko minsan pagdating sa umaga para magawa mo ang trabaho at responsibilidad mo bilang nanay, bilang asawa, bilang kapatid, bilang anak, bilang pangkalahatan. So now that my cacao is done, I am ready to muni-muni. it's time to muni-muni. Hindi ba ang sarap sa pakiramdam na nagawa mo na yung routine mo sa sarili mo and then you go to your day and work, take care of your family, take care of yourself kasi ito yung mga bagay na bata pa lang, i-instill na natin sa mga anak natin that it's important to start young para your body will take care of you as you get older. Again, this is what works for me because ito yung routine na applicable for my lifestyle, applicable sa oras na meron ako, and dito ako na-happy. That's why I stick to it. Then I just add along the way. Like, sometimes I read a book. Why do I read books? Kasi hindi ako mahilig magbasa eh. Kaya siguro hindi malabo ang mata ko. Kasi hindi ako mahilig magbasa. But then again, na-inspire ako kay Rai, kay Johan, sa mga anak namin when they read. And when they talk to each other about the books that they read, then ako na parang dapat nga rin ako magbasa kaysa nauubos ng social media ang oras ko kakascroll ng TikTok, ng Instagram, ng Facebook. So I read. Like recently, nag-start akong maggawa ng chunky knit yarn blanket. Why? Kasi kailangan kong maging gusto ko maging productive yung kamay ko. Yung hindi lang ako basta chumichismis. Gusto kong gumawa ng blanket kasi gusto kong gawa ng blanket si Ryan, si Lucho, si Johan, si Luna, and then my friends, my family. Kasi parang feeling ko, kaya ko naman eh. At saka may dahilan ako para medyo mawala yung oras ko sa social media. So, when you start to actually decide that you want to have a daily routine, my best advice would be please consult your doctors first, have a medical check-up, like a complete executive check-up, and then from there, malalaman nyo kung ano yung mga deficiencies ninyo. What works for me might not work for you. That's very important. It's important that you ask your doctors na baka mamaya hindi kayo pwede ng sobrang raming carrots or cucumber or beets or pineapple kasi meron na kayong existing ailment na hindi na yun pwede sa inyo. So still ask your doctors and you work along the way. Walang imposible when you think of taking care of yourself. Again, start with your day with a prayer and end your day with a grateful prayer. That's what I do. Na gusto ko rin sana may paasa ko sa inyo because this is what makes me me. I am happy, I am positive. I hope may natutunan kayo. If may maitutulong pa po ako, just let us know in the comments down below. This is such a beautiful episode for me to be able to share my experience and my daily routine to each and every one of you. So, thank you for joining me here today at Julian's Kitchen. Always be grateful, be kind, pay it forward, and be grateful for yourself. Bye! Sherlock! Kasama siya sa routine ko. Meron kaming mommy and baby bunso every day. Yeah, hey boy. Oh yeah. Oh, hey girls. My love, good morning. Okay, sit down. Good boy. Good boy. Say bye.
Thank you very much. Episode down.
Stand up. 46.
Yeah!